going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. This is for entertainment purposes only. So before we get to the Forex stuff, well, I mean, this is all connected, right? All of this stuff that's going on in the world, the paper money, the foreign exchange market, the stock market, it's all the same. It's all one and the same. But I saw this. I saw this article, and yeah, I'm having like mental, like, things are like, yeah. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton called for the re-education of Trump supporters, essentially, yeah. The re-education of Trump supporters. She calls us MAGA extremists. And we need to be re-educated. So ask yourself, honestly, what would that look like? Re-education. Think about it. Is that like a class? Hey, since you voted for Trump, you have to come in and take this class, and you have to pass it. Otherwise, you're gonna be fined. Right? And that's all you gotta do. That's all I gotta do is go in and take the class, and bullshit all the answers, right? Oh, Democrats are the best, and I believe this and this and this. But we still don't believe any of that shit. What would that look like? Re-education. That sounds tyrannical to me. And that sounds like you better do this or else kind of you know, that should never be used. I don't hear Trump saying we need to re-educate anybody on the left, because that is fucked up in so many levels. If you boil that word down and think about what that would actually look like, what would that look like in today's society? Is it like, oh, you got caught speeding too many times, and now you have to go take a driver's re-education course, and you have to pass it to get your license back? Is that what they're talking about? Right? Because anyone could go in and take the class and bullshit all the answers, but we still believe what we believe. You know, no test is going to change that. So I don't understand what this re-education thing seems like, you know what I mean? Like, or else. You know, maybe it looks like extremism to you, which it's very strange, because when the left burns innocent people's businesses, homes, cars, whatever, even people on their own side, and they're just burning shit down, that's not extremism to you at all? But the MAGA extremists that went into the Capitol building and took pictures and got escorted around is extremism? I think there's extremism on both sides. But, you know, I think what it really boils down to is that the majority of Americans are getting sick and tired of the same old bullshit, the same old lies, over and over and over and over again. And it's not just the Democrats. It is the Republicans as well. It's both of them. They're both in on it. They're both doing the same shit together. They bicker and argue on camera, and then behind closed doors, they are shaking hands, and they are cutting deals with each other, and they're all getting richer. You can see it's so blatantly obvious sometimes during the debates. You know, you can tell some of the Republicans are kind of like, oh, wait, let's keep scrolling down. And Hillary says right here, and we have to be smarter about how we are trying to empower the right people inside the Republican Party. So they want to pick and choose those Republicans that they empower. Obviously, the ones that are going to go along with their nonsense and bullshit. So honestly, I think the world is just getting, or the United States, citizens of the United States are getting sick of the same old bullshit. And they wanted somebody different, right? And I don't think it's just United States citizens. It's other countries that are also coming forward and saying, we are tired of the same old bullshit and same old lies. We are tired of you weaponizing your money against us and holding us back. We're done. We're tired. We want our own money. We want our own, economy. We want our own everything. You know what I mean? And it's clear, the BRICS is forming. They're trying to get rid of the United States dollar. They're trying to help and support each other, which, I mean, honestly, that's what the whole world should be doing. The whole world, we should all be supporting each other instead of trying to bomb each other. But yeah, that's just, I guess, human nature. Everybody wants to fight. Because you see shit like this and it aggravates you. No wonder there's fighting. When you see blatant, clear corruption, you see rules for thee but not for me kind of shit, and they just keep getting away with it, is the sickening part. And you know what? We had somebody. Here's the thing. We had a president that already had money. He didn't need money. So he couldn't be bought. He couldn't be paid for. He couldn't be corrupted because he already had money. So, I mean, what? It would have been better for him to just keep doing his business. He would have made even more money and became even more powerful, but he didn't need the money. So he ran for president, right? And actually, right now, as far as I know, we have two people. Whether they're, see, that's the thing. It doesn't matter if it's a Democrat or Republican, because I don't like those terms anymore. Because they're both fucked up. They're both corrupt as hell. I think we need a new party, a new name, a new something. You know what I mean? But we have two people that I know of that already have money. They made their money a long time ago. You know what I mean? And they're running for president because they believe that the United States is turning into a shithole, and they would like to try to fix it. And I just don't understand why people can't see that. You see the corruption. You see these people that keep doing the same shit. You want change. You keep crying about all this change, but you keep voting for the same fuckers. You know what I mean? And then we had one president that was different. One president that was more of a businessman than a politician, and things were good, man. Things were good. Besides the news and the media making all this shit and lies up, other than that, things were good. You know what I mean? Think back to the Bushes and the Clintons. What exactly was going on during that time? We were at war, right? In Iraq. We were at war in Iraq. And you'll notice that the Iraqi dinar, it used to be worth one dinar used to be worth $3 US. But then, after Hillary and friends got involved, their currency fell off the map, and they started using United States dollars instead. So this currency kind of collapsed. It went down to nothing, pennies, right? But guess what? Iraq is getting tired of it too. They're getting tired of the same old bullshit, and they've already come forward and said, "Hey, look. We're not going to be the staging ground for your wars anymore. It's not happening." All right. They're looking to build infrastructure. They want to build their economy. They want to go back to their own currency. They want to become part of the SWIFT system. They want to be part of the whole global trade. And I noticed something odd, right? I've been acquiring these for a while now. Just a little bit here, a little bit there. The older bills that I have, they're just a pain in the ass to rip out of here. Yeah, here's one. Yeah, here's a slightly, it's not old, but older, And there's not too much. I mean, there are some security features on there, but yeah. You look at the newer bills that are coming out, even these, even the 25,000, same bill, just newer. I mean, they are absolutely covered in security features. Way more security features than even the United States dollar bill. I mean, there's so much on here for security features. There's no way you could forge one of these. There's just no way. And you have to ask yourself, if their currency was absolutely worthless and they intended it to stay that way, why would they spend all this time and extra money creating better and more secure bills? Just a thought. I don't think it would be worth all that time and effort if they were just going to continue to use the US dollar and not use their own currency. And you know, Iraq has already come forward and said that they want to revalue their currency at a higher rate. But that's the thing. It's a delicate balance, because if you obviously if you raise the rate too much, then it could cause a ripple effect or a shock to their economy, and it could hurt them. But if they find that nice even balance for exchange rate, and be competitive with the rest of the world, which they're trying to do, they're trying to root out the corruption, which seemed like it came from where? I don't know. That way. You know, the left, you see, I just heard that Pelosi flew over there to Iraq. For what? To cut some deals? I'm sure. But they are actively trying to root out the corruption, and get their currency, in the SWIFT system and become part of the world here. So I'm excited. I am very, very excited. This is my it's a Forex play nonetheless, except I'm not doing it on the chart. I'm doing it in real life. I'm actually buying the currency, and once it goes up in value in the future, I'm going to sell it, right? For a profit. I actually have some pesos in here as well. 2,000 pesos, which at COVID it was worth like 120. Now it's worth like 160. So it's gone up like 40 bucks in value, which is pretty crazy to think about. But yeah, I am excited. So I have been accumulating the Iraqi dinar. And like I say, in it was 2000 and I don't remember, 2003, 2005, somewhere in there. Yeah, the Iraqi dinar was $3, and then it shit itself. But you'll notice here in 2009, if you look at the 6-month chart here behind my head, in 2009 it spiked all the way up to 12 cents. Okay, 12 cents. Now going forward, here's COVID. It kind of dropped off here on the monthly chart, and it bottomed out, and it's been sitting here for a long time. It's been sitting at that same level. And if you look at the weekly chart here, this is when some news started to circulate about like the dinar and this and some of their plans, and you can see it spiked up pretty hard here, then came back down, sat for a minute, then came back up, and now it's floating. This right here seemed like dipping a toe in the water, I guess. It kind of went up. They kind of see what would happen. Went back down, and now it's like, okay, all right, that wasn't so bad. So they put it back up. Here it is. I think they're testing the waters here. That's all this was. But yeah, I think when they decide, I mean, I hope it's like, I hope it's at least $1. Yeah, I hope they come out with $1. But even if they, let's see, I have 675,000 Iraqi dinars times, let's say it goes back to 12 cents US. $81,000, dude. Hell yeah. Yo, what if it goes to 50 cents? 675,000 times 50 dot 50. Yeah. So this could be something here, man. This could be something. Definitely one of my Forex plays nonetheless. But anyways, guys, yeah, so this week I took an absolute bath on Aussie USD. So my emotions got the best of me this week, for sure. My bias was up. It was up. You know, if you look at Euro USD on the weekly chart, like the wicks, like it just looks like price is turning and like it wants to start heading back up. GBP USD, same thing, right? Same exact thing. So if that's the case, Aussie USD and NZD USD would be the same thing. And you see right now, if I had just held and stayed calm, I'd actually be in profit right now. I'd be in profit. But instead, you know, it pushed down. I thought, okay, well, we got a little doji there, whatever. Looks like it might go from there, but no, it dropped again. We got another like little spinning top thing there. Like, okay, well, we took out the low, so maybe it'll go from there. And then it dropped again. And I freaked out. You know what I mean? I freaked out. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then you look at the news and everybody's like, oh, it's going to crash and this is going to happen and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, shit. I took the loss right there at the bottom. Like an idiot. Like, ashamed of myself. Absolutely ashamed of myself. Because I don't know how many times this has happened to me already. But I feel like the one time that you actually hold, it's just going to keep going for infinity. You know what I mean? And that's possible. That's the thing. That it could totally wipe your account. So I took the loss, and yeah, it came right back up. Son of a gun. So you know, here's where I think my mistakes are. Is I should be using the zones more. The zones, this whole like zone thing means something. It's a really good way of managing your risk. It's a really good way of managing a risk. I so badly I want to catch those weekly strong moves in one direction. You know what I mean? That just keep going and they're straight and direct, and you just like cashing in the whole time. You double your account in like a couple of days. You know what I mean? But they don't always come. That's the thing. You know. Or it's very difficult for me sometimes to hold or get in at the right time. So I think this zone thing means something, right? Because you're picking a zone, and all the zone is really is just a way of managing risk. That's it. The zone has no bearings on whether price is actually going to do what you think it's going to do there. It has, like, that zone doesn't mean shit, besides it is just a way for me to manage my risk. So I saw this zone, and I said, okay, I'm just going to go back to this, because this usually does work for me. But it's more chart intensive, and yeah, I want to get in one of those trades where I can get in and just let it go for like a month, 2 months, and just let it go. Let it go. You know, because I'm busy, I'm working, I'm doing shit all the time. But yeah, I saw this zone here. I saw on the weekly chart that we came up and hit this zone above it, and we got wicks, we got rejection, and we pushed down into the zone below it. So here we are, we're at a zone. I saw price came down into this zone once, bounced, we made a higher high, not much higher, but it made a higher high, and then came down and made a lower low. So I'm like, okay, well, we made a lower low. We have these wicks on the weekly chart. Looks like we have a little bit of momentum to the downside. So I'm going to have to assume that this is probably going to continue its way down. So I sold here. Looking for this to make a move down to at least the trend line. I have a tight stop, right outside the zone, above the high, above the trend line, as tight as I can with risking as little as I can. And I have my take profit. And now it's done. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to do anything. I just let it go. The take profit might have to come up a little bit, but possibly not. Basically, on the higher time frame, I saw on the monthly chart we have this big trend line. You know, we bounced off of it, then we broke through, a little false break, then it came back above and made a higher high. And now it looks like it's heading back down on the monthly chart to retest that trend line right there. So that's what I'm looking for. Silver, look at this. I was mentioning this area between $22 and $21, right? This little area. I figured silver would pull back into here, and this would be a good buy zone. Very good buy zone. But see, here's the thing. I think gold is coming. I think there's a potential that gold comes down to between 16 and 1500 bucks, possibly. And if it does, that means silver is going to come all the way down to like probably $17 to $16. You know what I mean? Or this little trend continues, and maybe this is the last. This is the lowest we'll see gold again. I don't know. I would have to say this looked like a flag that started but failed, and I think it could be coming lower. So yeah, I'm trying to like bust out some jobs, get some money put aside, so that if and when gold gets down to that level, dude, I'm buying it. I'm buying it, buying it, buying it. Like, I'm gonna be all over that shit. But other than that, like, freaking ANET, dude, this thing has been killing it. Killing it. In the retirement portfolio, dude, awesome. You know, I bought it back here. Was in the negative for a bit, but then, boom, in profit. Bought again here. Still holding both of these buys, and it's still going. Sweet. And then the high risk AI play, which I'm down like 50% right now. But yeah, this is a high risk, really high risk. And with the amount that I have invested, if this thing goes back to even close to its highs, dude, we're looking good. Looking good. You know, it's not like too much that if I lose it, I'll cry, but like, it's enough, you know? But yeah, anyways. That's it. See you later.